So in the last video, we rebuilt my 1965 Mustang shifter and it came out really well. It was completely worn out and it needed some love and attention. So we completely rebuilt it and greased it, and when I installed it in the car, everything was going perfect. However, when I was on the last shoulder bolt, it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning, which meant it was completely stripped, which was very sad. So we had to cut out the bolt so we could pull out the shifter assembly. So after we did that, we went underneath the car and took apart all the linkage and then eventually took out the shifter assembly. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good thing we got a new boot.
What?
Feel your stomach. Yeah, right there. Keep touching it, come on. Oh my goodness, right here. Oh God. As you can tell, the bolt was completely stripped. There was like no threads on it. It was just going back and forth. So since we destroyed a lot of things, we had to order some new parts from National Parts Depot. It was kind of sad because it was like out of stock, so it took like a week and a half to get some of the parts. But I got a new bracket with a new pin, a new rubber boot, and then some new shoulder bolts for the shifter. So the first plan of attack was to take out the old pin so that I could take out the bracket because it was completely stripped. So we just kept banging on it and banging on it and banging on it. It was just awful. Like the pin would not come out. So we decided to heat it up, but in reality, we weren't able to get the metal hot enough. So that didn't do anything. And then we eventually came to the realization that this was not going to work in our backyard. We did not have the tools. So my dad reached out to his friend Rudy, who owns a business called Hillebrand, and it's like a metal fabrication place. They do tool and die stuff, just general fabrication. So we decided to take it over there, but before that, I just wanted to clean it up so it wasn't all greasy. I just wanted it to be nice before you got to touch it. So we showed up to the place and it was really cool. They have all these old machines, like they're ancient. Not ancient, but you know what I mean. I think his family was from Germany and they brought some of the tools to America after World War II, so that was pretty cool. They've had the business for a long time. He had everything set up professionally. He was able to clamp down the shifter assembly all perfect, and he measured the hole, and it was just awesome. And I'm really happy he was able to help me. Huge shout out to him. If you need any like fabrication work or anything that requires machining, please hit him up. He's a local business. He's out of North Hollywood. You know, I think it's really important during these times to support our local businesses and just help out friends and friends. So if you need it, please reach out to him. He's a really cool guy. But yeah, he was able to knock out that pin so fast. It was awesome. It like mushroomed a bit, so that's why it was hard to get out. But he made it perfect. So huge shout out to him. Again, Hillebrand in North Hollywood. So as you can imagine, the whole shifter assembly was so dirty. Everyone was working on it, banging on it. It was dirty, so we had to degrease it once again, wash it off. And now that it was all apart, I was like, you know what? Let's just grease it up and make it perfect. And my dad rebuilt the whole shifter assembly like 5 years ago. So as you can see, it was like silver, and before it was completely like rusted up. So it didn't require that much to make it all pretty again. So I greased it up. I don't know why I have green grease, but it's kind of funny. Guess it matches my Mustang. So then we got the new bracket and the thing was awesome. But you know what? That thing was like $50. So anyways, we started hammering in the new pin, and as you can tell, that thing was not going in. We're like, come on, like this project, it just, nothing ever like works. He just goes on and on and on. So anyways, my dad hit up his friend, Steve Yule, or I guess we should say family friend. He's part of the Burbank Choppers, really cool guy. And he told my dad that, you know, he has a press that he just got from Harbor Freight and, you know, let's go try it out. So we went over to his place, and he's got a really cool vibe over there with his garage and everything. So yeah, we put it on the press and, you know, it wouldn't go. He was putting all this force on it and we're like, oh my goodness, like nothing wants to work with this thing. So we decided, you know, let's just take out the pin and put it back in. And then, you know what? It just went right in there. Steve got it perfect. So huge shout out to Steve Yule, helping getting my car back together. But I don't know, we have to return back to this place. He's got a lot of cool stories, lots of bikes, hot rods. He's just a cool guy, so we'll have to film with him later down the road. So huge shout out once again to Steve Yule. So after we left Steve's place, we were like, you know what, let's just get this car back together. Like this car's been apart for so long. So we put on the new rubber boot. We greased everything up a little bit more since it got dirty, and we put it back in the car and just popped right in there. Well, here goes nothing, just slight PTSD. It is so buttery. So I think we're done. We still need to take it out to test it out, but we spent a long time. My dad made a special adjustment tool to get the linkage all aligned perfectly, so that's good. I guess it's now we just have to test it out, so I'm gonna put the car down and then we'll take it out. It's kind of funny at this point. It's just part of the channel, just me jacking up my car all the time, jack stands. It's part of the routine at this point, but you know, I like it. God, this thing shifts better than it ever has in its whole life. It's like, oh my goodness, this is great. Let's do that first to second. Woo-hoo. That is awesome. Oh my goodness, it's like butter, hot butter. So I think like my dad rebuilt my whole shifter when I first got the car, so that was like 5 years ago. It was probably pretty good back then, but just over the years, you know, just a little, in little increments, it gets, you know, it's not as nice over time. So then you don't really realize how bad it is until you replace it with all new stuff. So this is like driving a new car. I'm so excited. Like my brakes are good, it shifts good, it goes in reverse perfectly now. Like I got out of the driveway like with ease. Before I would have to like move it, yank it around. There's a lot of work, but now this is like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is awesome. So huge thanks to everyone that helped out, especially my dad. I had him underneath my car while I was inside seeing if it shifted correctly. So I was relaxing while he was all greasy. I really want to get a Hurst shifter one day, but the thing is, it's like, okay, the shifter, you know, it's like 350 bucks, I think, but you have to get an adapter, like a whole nother adapter kit, and that's like, you know, 450. So then you're spending, after taxes, shipping, it's probably gonna be $1,000. So it's like, do I really need that right now? No, but that's definitely something I want in the future. How are you?
How are you?
I'm on a test drive.
Thank you. I'm my mom's. Sorry.
Alright, bye. It's hilarious because I haven't driven my car since early December. Like, it's really embarrassing. Like, everything was just not working out. But now it's all back together, so, you know, these cars are supposed to be driven. Woo. I'm not going fast, but just second to third. Woo. This thing shifts down to second really easily now. I'm super excited that this car's back together. That means I can take it out to the canyons and just drive it finally. But you know what's next? The next video will have to be getting bad news back on the road, so we'll get to that. Hopefully it will probably come out a week after this video drops, so we'll see you guys then.